we have another session, measures to continue students learning and during education institutions lockdown. It is given by Professor Dr. Naresh Rakha. He is also the senior scientific officer at IIT Ropar. Yes, sir. Warm welcome to you, sir.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir. Welcome.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Santosh Rane, for giving me this opportunity to share the platform with the dignitaries for the Vice-Chancellors and highly learned dynamic administrators of education, Dr. Professor Parvinder Singh ji, Dr. Chatar Singh ji, Dr. Raman Jha, Dr. Gankar, Professor Shri Hari have given insight into what the future of education should be in India, particularly in the higher education sector. I'm really very glad to share with you that our contributions, which I gave via our Institute for National Education Policy, many of those recommendations were implemented. Major aspect of that national education policy was flexibility to the students. So I start my conversation with a question to all of you. All the vice chancellor who are the academic administrators and academic head of their respective universities, can private universities allow students to take up a couple of courses from other universities and institutes or online courses, etc.? Because there is a need today that we should encourage the students to take up a couple of courses at least during their graduation or post-graduation program from wherever they want to, keeping in view their future plans to go to the industry or the academia or the research, wherever they want to go in their career. If they feel that they need some of the courses from other disciplines, other universities, other institutes, or some of the online courses. So that will be a really good thing for us to recommend to the students and ask the universities to permit that and do include their results or credits in their whole program. Second thing which I would like to focus is that we should focus on the blessings which have come along with the COVID-19. Professor Parvinder Singh ji has very rightly mentioned few of the things that we are doing this webinar online, we are doing online teaching because COVID pushed us to a corner and we invented new things and we found new things, we experimented and then really came up with some system which is online teaching. At the same time, I personally feel that online teaching is not that effective. Offline teaching will not be possible many times. It's only COVID lockdown we have seen, but maybe many times because of the bad weather, because of earthquakes, because of many other political dharnas and other things, it's difficult to hold offline classes. Many times there will be festivals or holidays, long holidays, and then education, teaching and learning get discontinued. So for that reason, I'm of the firm opinion that hybrid education or hybrid teaching is the future of higher education in India. I have also written an article for the FELA magazine. Some of you might have read that. This is the future, where we have a classroom fully equipped with different gadgets for teaching online and offline. Some of the students are there, those who can attend, those who are on the campus are physically are able to reach there. And then some of the students might be having certain problems of reaching in the class. They can attend those classes from their homes or place of their convenience and comfort. So those things are really going to help the education sector and particularly in the private sector, because I know you people have the willingness and passion to give higher quality education in your institutes, and that will help. COVID has also given us a lot of opportunities to improve our health. I was reading a research article in the Nature this morning, and it says that incidence of some of the other infectious diseases worldwide has decreased drastically in last 2 years because we all have become so careful and so aware of the hygiene and immunity and how to protect ourselves and social distancing, all these new things which we have learned this COVID. So this will give another boost, the enrollment of the students, their attending the classes, the teachers' health, administration's staff and other people's health will improve shortly, and then we'll be able to have the running of the institute very smoothly. Thus, I very optimistically say that technology has improved. I know at IIT Roper also now that virtual three-dimensional classroom teaching has been become possible, and this will improve, and many other institutes are now adopting it. A student sitting at a remote place will feel that as if he is in the class. It will be all three-dimensional. He can see other students attending the online classes and offline classes, can interact with the teacher, and faculty can also interact with it. Those type of things will be coming up shortly. They will require definitely a lot of investment on the part of the education administrators or the chancellors or the institutes, because those will need the facilities. Here is the point. And FELA is the right platform to discuss that, because there are so many vice chancellor representing their universities are here, and they belong to different places, north, south, and east and west, all the sides. I can see some of those vice chancellors. Why can't we share the facilities and the faculty? See, if your one institute has an excellent faculty in Department of Physics or Electronics or Computer Science, if he is giving lecture to his students, can he give that lecture to the students of other university? That's possible, because everything is now being recorded. Everything is being possible to teach in a virtual three-dimensional classroom. And then sharing the facilities also can be one aspect you people have to discuss, and if you can share it. Then coming to the what Professor Shri Hari were mentioning, malpractices in examination. He was very rightly saying that we are giving too much emphasis on examination, but believe me, that is part of our education system, and even the many top universities in the US, they appreciate our examination system. Our examination system is really very good. But difficulty is when we are going for online teaching or hybrid mode teaching, malpractices in the examination, mask copying while sitting at home is really disturbing. So for that matter, through a UNDP lecture, I have suggested and proposed to the government of Punjab that all the institutions should be linked together, so that they can examination can be outsourced. For example, sitting in Roper, there are students in Orissa, there are students in Kerala. They can't come immediately for the examination. Why can't a university in Orissa or in Kerala can cooperate or collaborate with us? Our students can go to the university or institute examination hall and be supervised by the local faculty over there. Examination, question paper, and marking, other things can be undertaken by the host institution itself. So that's one thing government is seriously thinking about it for the government institutions. But to this platform of FELA, I would suggest and recommend that please do give a thought about it. If you all can cooperate and come to a platform and do some sort of memorandum of understanding that you share your facilities, at least for examination centers, and also share the faculty wherever the faculty deficiency is there. Coming to the fourth point of my conversation, quality education and industry teachers. Particularly in the software field, what we are observing is the industry is always complaining that we have to train their new recruits about what they require them to do. They are not trained to do what the industry wants to do. So why not train the students for the industry, wherever they are going to have their career for the rest of their lifetime? Why can't we hire industry people to come and tell the students, teach the students on, if possible, offline or online or hybrid mode, whatever they want to do it. Include that. I'm not aware, I'm unaware, so you can tell me whether this practice is being already done in your institute or not. But I feel that all the institutions should consider this point. This is a very valid point. And the fifth and the last point for today's discussion, which I think I should share with this regarding the mode of hybrid education. In most of the institutions, we require that students should attend minimum of 75% of the classes. Can the universities make some sort of arrangement, like, for example, 50% offline classes and 50% online classes? That will sort a lot of many different problems. Maybe we have some limitations in that, but some of those problems, like those students who have gone home and are not able to come back, they have gone for marriage of their family members or because of festival, and they are not able to come back for the offline classes, so they can attend online classes from their home. Internet and laptop, these are the two requirements, and I feel many of the students can afford that. Those who can afford, those who can have this facility, they can continue their education, they can continue their learning in offline and online mode whenever it's possible. By that method, we also are reducing the number of students who are physically coming, and that will ensure the social distancing or prevention of the diseases. I know COVID-19, on which I have done a lot of research work also at IIT Roper, is going to stay forever. It's not going to be hampering our economic activities or social activities after June 22, but it's going to remain there. We have learned a lot. We need to learn a little bit more from it, and then allow our flexibility as initiated in the national education policy, that we can go for hybrid education. That's the mantra for future. If you have any comments on that, I'm here to answer those apprehensions or questions. But believe me, coming from varied areas, like I'm basically a professor of preventive veterinary medicine. After retirement, I became a director general of home group of institutions. And for the last 2 years, I'm at IIT Roper dealing with the technology. I'm not expert in technology, but I know how we can effectively introduce new ways of teaching and learning for the students, so that students are able to do their jobs, do their businesses, do their entrepreneurs, uh, start their own startups, and go ahead with the progress, and let us make the India a very prosperous country. Thank you very much, Dr. Santosh Rane, for listening to me.
Thank you so much. So, sir, which particular technique has been most preferred by the students and more effective for the learning?
Can you say it again?
Which particular technique? There are so many different techniques being taught during online digital learning during pandemic. So which particular technique has been observed as the most preferred and most effective from students' learning point of view?
Really very difficult question. I'm not going to give one name for which technique is good. We have been trying here several techniques, starting from the Google Meet and Zoom to other platforms. But definitely things are evolving. Many corporate and IT and AI houses, they are coming up with the different techniques. Zoomtopia, probably I can name that is going to be the, not Zoom, Zoomtopia. That's going to be one of the favorite techniques and technologies for online and hybrid mode teaching. I know about it because my son is developing it for ServiceNow, and maybe in 6 months' time, it will be available for the academic institutions also. Through that mode, one can address 1 lakh audience. And 1 lakh audience is a too big a number, and institutes can buy those things and can take classes. For example, while are we short of time?
No, sir. Please go ahead. No problem.
Okay, my professor in Japan, where I was doing my postdoctoral research, he used to go to all veterinary institutions in Japan and teach 3 lectures. One teacher for all veterinary institutions and teaching there. I thought it is good to do it in India, but the physical limitations were there. But this online teaching has become a tool for us and is very convenient tool. For example, if Dr. Santosh Rana is expert in lecture AAA in subject B, so why can't he give a lecture to all the students who are taking that course all over India in the technology sector or management sector or whatever? YouTube videos are there, but I don't think that that's a good platform to learn because one way only, and then things are not done in a proper way. Also, everybody and anybody is free to upload that videos. But quality education, for example, when we were starting our teaching careers, we used to go and use the blackboard, and then came whiteboard, and then came those 35 slides. So we go and teach whatever we want to, whether it's right or wrong. We never bothered about it. But now what I'm saying is being recorded, so that can be played back, and then people will be able to object to it. So I have to be very, very careful when I record a lecture for online mode, and that improves the quality of education or teaching given by the teacher. Teachers have become very serious about it, and probably all the institutes of higher education, whether government sector or private sector, whether universities or technology institutes, we definitely are going ahead. We are going on a path which leads to hybrid education or hybrid teaching, wherein some of the students are present in the class, some of the students are online, and teacher is either in the classroom physically or at home if the teacher, if he or she is not feeling well and is unable to come even from home she is teaching. So that's going to be the future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.